Dead or Alive, also known as DOA, is a long-running franchise best known for its fighting games that included interactive environments, impressive graphics, fun fighting mechanics, and this. But what might not be known is that a full-length film adaptation was made. It was directed by Corey Yuen, who might be best known for his film The Transporter. That was the one with Jason Statham. And this film in particular, Frontline's cast includes Devon Aoki, and yes, that's the daughter of the founder of Benihana, and sister to Steve Aoki, who also appeared in Fast and Furious and Sin City. Jaime Pressly from My Name is Earl and Not Another Teen Movie, and Joe Dirt. And Holly Valance from Taken, she was actually the singer slash pop star that was at the very beginning and the very end of the film, and as well maybe known for her work in Prison Break. And last but not least was Sarah Carter, who also did a little bit of work for Smallville. Now let's get one thing out of the way. The movie didn't do so well, but in my opinion it's not because it isn't a decent film, but because some people have Christopher Nolan level expectations on something that has very little source material. If you have had the chance to play the games, you'll know that the story isn't very deep. I mean, what do you expect? It's a game where you punch people in the face. Do you want 12 hours of cutscenes or an eternity of smacking your opponent around? I won't be giving away any spoilers, but I will say that the story in the movie is loosely based on the game. Again, let's remember that it's a game where the plot isn't very thick and you're there for the gameplay. In that criteria, Dead or Alive movie does an amazing job. Something I didn't really take notice of until my umpteenth time of watching this was that all the main characters are female. And before you start thinking anything, this movie, which I believe had no intent of making this statement, has about of as strong a message in feminism as Resident Evil had about animal rights. With that said, the male characters are sort of one-dimensional with only one thing on their mind, like this guy wants her OnlyFans, and this guy's kind of sleazy, and this guy's kind of a creep, and he watches this girl who he likes. Their main motives are usually money or, in other cases, I think that might be a poke at the player base.
Yeah.
Honestly, there's quite a bit of titillation, which you kind of, at first, go, oh, but you get over it pretty quick. Overall, I like the characters, who are from the video game. They all seem to have some sort of personality at least, and they're likable. It's a short film, so many of them don't get a lot of the screen time that you might particularly want them to have, but at the same time, 87 minutes, how much can you fit in that time? As for the fight scenes, they are surprisingly decent considering many of the actors are not who you would be considering trained fighters. But from the very little research I actually did, I did actually learn that many of them had some prior experience learning self-defense before they're actually in this film. So that's just a bit of an interesting fact to it, which I think helped with the actual fighting scenes themselves. They looked and felt a bit more organic than if they were just kind of shot with a stunt double. So I can definitely see appreciation there because it helped the movie flow so much better. There's also some great fighting scenes just from the other characters, the male characters as well. There's also this one. Another important aspect that I love about this film is that it doesn't pretend it's not what it is. It's an adaptation from a game, and it makes many nods to that fact. Combined with the bright and really friendly colors of the sets, the movie is light in its tone with not too many breaks from that. It does have humor and it doesn't take itself too seriously, but doesn't go overboard and veer into the absurd.
Room service.
Also worth noting, the music. It's amazing. The film score was done by Junkie XL, who also worked on The Amazing Spider-Man 2. My personal favorite scene from that was, Don't You Know, I'm Electro. Sorry. Mad Max Fury Road. Beautiful soundtrack on that one. Definitely kept the energy up. And my favorite songs, Cities in Dust. Totally a side point, but one of my favorite scenes is actually the ride baton scene paired with Paul Oakenfold's Switch On. Great mix. The music truly does keep the energy up on this film. I think overall, to truly enjoy this movie, you can't go in expecting it to be our universe. This is the characters' universe where different things can happen. They're basically superheroes to a certain extent, and some of our laws in our universe don't apply. In fact, this is a bloodless movie where you won't see a drop of it. If you do, let me know, because I didn't see any blood at all. Bit of bruising, I think, on some of the weaker characters, but no blood. And that's kind of nice, since it gives you the feeling that the characters do have some sort of unnatural strength to them. The locations as well are dynamic, just as you would see in a video game. And it might not totally make sense why each locale is different, but again, it's not our universe, and we are condensing an entire world and its history to an 87-minute movie.
Yeah. Hey buddy, your time's up!
In closing, I enjoy this film. I'll watch it again, if not for the great visuals.
Yeah, I can see that.
No, I mean, what?
Really, it's not that bad just as a film alone, let alone an adaptation. It's a nice popcorn flick, so go get some drinks and snacks and just enjoy it. It's not going to change cinema as we know it, but that's not what it's trying to do. It's a good movie, so I highly suggest watching it.
Oh, that's funny. I was just about to make the same suggestion.
I'm the Commissioner, signing off.